Right.
Boots on the ground.
It's the real nitty-gritty.
Boots on the ground.
It's the real nitty-gritty.
Boots on the ground.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Sunshine Shoulders, the panel. We do this every Tuesday night, Tuesday morning in the Philippines. It's an open discussion. I want to welcome all my new viewers and subscribers. Thank you to the NTZ. I see you on here for everything you do to keep this a safe and respectful live stream. There is no subject, really. I put that on there, but we can talk about that. Should we blame Filipinas for wanting a better life? Or you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I'm going to introduce my guests right now, have them introduce themselves and give a little background. So we're going to start with you, Travel Mike. You're at the top.
Hey, I'm Travel Mike. I started going to the Philippines in about 2014, and I met my wife, and we was married for about 5 or 6 years, almost 6 years, and then things didn't work out. So I'm ready for it to back up so I can come try one more time.
All right, Mike. Now, so you've been coming since 2014. That's 7 years.
Yeah, 7 years.
Now, have you started your channel yet?
Well, I made the first video today, but I hadn't published it.
Oh, okay. All right, next we've got Roger and Ismi. Is that how I pronounce it, Roger?
Yes.
This is my neighbor from across
Roger.
the street. He doesn't know that, but him or Chriselle, one of them's going to be put on the hot seat today. We're going to ask them some pretty tough questions, but give us some background, Roger.
Okay, so I'm Roger, and I'm 27 years old, and I'm a local Filipino, and I have a wife and a kid, a daughter, so and just working from home as well. And I have a small channel, and just want to share experiences and other stuff about, ethnicity, culture here in the Philippines.
Okay, Roger, thanks for coming on. I've been trying to get an interview with Roger because he told me some stuff, man. I'm going to tell you. He gave me some nitty gritty, man. I couldn't believe it. He came to Booby's birthday party. They brought their little beautiful daughter over.
Yeah.
I said, Roger, how do Filipino men? Hey, somebody's got their phone on. Somebody got their phone and their laptop on. But I said, hey, Roger, how do Filipino men? I'm getting a feedback, guys. One of y'all has got your phone on and your laptop. You can't have them on both.
Let me see. That might be me. Let me shut my phone down.
Okay. Yeah.
Power off.
Okay. All right.
Is that any better?
Well, no, I still hear it. But anyway, yeah. Okay. Is that you, Chriselle? No, Chriselle's. Oh, okay. Let me see who that is. Well, anyway, I said, hey, man, how do Filipino men feel about foreigners coming over dating Filipinos? I thought he was going to say like everybody else, like, oh, man, we don't care and blah, blah, blah. No, he said, we're always thinking, why them? Why not us? We're here already. And it shocked me, man, but that was some real nitty-gritty stuff he gave me. Okay, the next we have is one of my favorite guests that I always have on her, Chriselle Sebastian. Now, she gives nitty-gritty. Give us some background, Chriselle.
Hello, everyone. It's nice to meet y'all. My name is Chriselle. My vlog channel is just my name, Chriselle Sebastian. You can find me there. I think I only have 2 videos because I've been really busy the past few months because of the ramp season of our business or our line of business. But I'm 28 years old. I am a Filipina. I was born and raised in the Philippines. Although I like traveling and I like meeting people. And I'm really grateful that I got to be a part of this panel. And yeah, it's nice to be with you today.
Well, thank you, Chriselle. And you're dating an American, right? Is she American?
I'm dating a guy.
Oh, okay. All right. What's going on, Scott?
All right. Good evening. Good morning. Good afternoon to you all. I'm Scott LaRock,
While he's talking, I
current,
gotta get my water.
current host of LaRock's Cooking Adventures here on YouTube. 47-year-old American guy who found an affinity for the Philippines maybe 5 or 6 years back. I had stumbled across the community on a humble. One day, I believe I was put into a mixed group with African Americans and Filipino women. And since then, I've just grown an affinity for the Philippines. I have a background in the culinary arts. I was a chef for a very, very long time. And one of my mentors was a Filipino guy. Before I got into the actual community, was a Filipino guy by the name of Oscar. He was a really, really, really good chef. He was a world-renowned chef. He worked around the world. And he was one of my mentors in the culinary game. I always had a connection with him. And the Philippines. He always talked about home and his farmlands and going back home and having family there. And every summer he would either go to Alaska and or back to the Philippines. And one year he got me to just go out there. And ever since then, I've been in love with the place. The good, the bad, the ups, the downs. When I visited there, I've never felt, and I've been to several countries, but I've never felt at a peace like I felt when I was in the Philippines. Never in my life, in no other country, no other place did I feel the warmth. I felt like I belonged there. The people were so good to me there. They were so heartfelt, heartwarming, giving, and loving, caring, and I just I fell in love with the place. Unfortunately, then COVID hit, and I haven't had an opportunity to go back. I actually still have a plane ticket back from 2 years ago. I was supposed to come in March 2020 before that's when they shut down all flights due to COVID. So I haven't been back since. I'm really looking forward to getting back and creating some of those wonderful Filipino dishes for my program. Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's you, Scott, because everybody else has muted themselves. You're the only one. I'm getting
I was
feedback
muted. I just unmute.
Okay, now the next guy we got on here is Anthony Edwards. He's actually the guy who wrote the Sunshine Shoulders theme song. Are you with us, Anthony?
Yeah, what's up, Cal? How you doing, brother?
What's going on? Give us a little bit, introduce yourself, give us a little bit of background.
All right, my name is Anthony. I'm originally from Harlem, New York. I left Harlem at a very young age, moved to Minnesota, lived there for 32 years, and right now I live in Seattle, Washington. I work for a major airline, and on the side, I do music. I write jingles, do commercials, voiceovers, and was very much attracted to my man Cal's streaming, and he touched my heart. And I visited the Philippines about 3 times. Had a fiance there, and no longer exists. But I like what Cal is doing, so I checked out his channel and I created a jingle for him, and it went from there.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Anthony. Now, you told me you worked with some pretty famous people. I grew up with some pretty famous people.
Yeah, I'm from a place in Harlem called the St. Nicholas Projects, located right behind the Apollo Theater. Me and Teddy Riley is from the same projects. So I used to stand around in the studio with Boys to Men and Bobby Brown. He did a lot of those hits right in the projects. And there's a little apartment, little 3-bedroom apartment, because he liked the ambience of the sound. So we didn't do anything musically together. There was ideas that I shot at him, ideas he shot at me. He recorded Keith Sweat album right there in the projects. So, and then after that, he moved to Virginia, and then we just lost contact. Then I
okay.
Then I went to meet. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Then oh, go ahead, Cal.
well, that Keep Sweat album is still one of my favorite albums of all time. That first Keep Sweat album with I Want Her and
Oh yeah, that's a hot album.
all the hits on it.
That's
I'm still a young man then. I was only about, let's see. Yeah, I was still in my 20s when that came out.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm telling my age. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about, should we blame Filipino women for wanting a better life, for, dating foreigners and foreign men, trying to, just provide for their families and themselves? What do you think about that, Roger?
Okay, so thank you so much for that question. And well, for me, I would say no because they have their own freedom, like they have their own choices, or they can choose whom they love or get married in the future, right? So we cannot really force them to stop. Okay, don't marry a foreigner or something like that. But like I said, that would be their own freedom. They can choose, right?
Yeah, is there anybody in your family that's married to a foreigner or has ever dated a foreigner?
You know what? I asked her. We have a video yesterday and posted in my channel, and the title there is "Are Foreigners Stealing Filipino Women?" So I asked my wife about that.
Are they what? Are they doing what?
Sorry, can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Now, are foreigners stealing Filipino women? Is that the name of it?
Yeah, that's the question. That's the question.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we explained about that together with my wife, and we said there that no, they're not stealing Filipino women. And nowadays, Filipino women are very practical about their future, their security. I think they would just have to, just to be honest, just have a better future, right? So
Yeah.
because on their mindset, okay, if I'm married to a foreigner guy, my future, my family is secure, right? So
Okay.
yeah,
Makes sense.
that would be my opinion.
I'm gonna have to go on there and listen to that, man. That's a pretty good. That would make for a pretty good subject. Foreign men stealing Filipino women. How were you, Chriselle, when you found out that Filipinos were dating foreign men? And that was an option for you. How old were you?
I don't have anything against racial relationship because I'm very open-minded. What I'm against about is that unfortunately there are Filipinas who are taking advantage of foreigners who just want love and affection and companionship for the rest of their lives. And I've told this about a lot of times in your comment section that Filipinos don't need foreigners to have a better future. Like what Roger mentioned earlier. We have our Filipinas are free. We have the freedom to choose who to love and what to do with our lives. It's just that, when you take advantage of people, it always will find a way of coming back to you. So I encourage the Filipinas or other Filipinas out there to just live your life and play it fair and love foreigners the way they want you to love them. So I'm okay with relationships.
Now, how old were you when you found out that was an option for you? When did you hear about, maybe somebody in your family or friends or other people dating foreigners?
I think I was okay with that because I have a
No, I
cousin.
mean, how old were you?
Oh, sorry. How old was I? I think I was 10. That was when I first met a foreigner because I grew up in the province. We don't have so much foreigners here as how foreigners pile up in Manila. But
Right.
in my province, you can count them with your fingers. So when you see foreigners here, you will be the center of attraction if you're with a foreigner.
Now, what part of the province are you from, Chriselle?
Northern Luzon. I'm in Ilocos Norte. As what you said, it's the land of the feisty.
Okay, yeah. So is that where Ferdinand Marcos is from?
Yeah, he is from here.
So that's the claim to fame. All right, Mike, we're gonna come back to you. How did you find out about the Philippines? Who told you? You didn't read it in the paper. Who told you about women over here and coming over here, Mike?
Well, in 2014, I went through a separation from actually in 2012, I went through a separation with my ex-wife. About 2014, I decided it was time for me to try again. And I really got to thinking, what am I really attracted to? I mean, what do I want this time? And I've always thought Asian women were very attractive. But where I live at, it's a very small town. Really, the only Asian women you see is if you go to a restaurant, a Chinese buffet or a Japanese restaurant. And so I started searching. I pretty much started out myself. I didn't have any clue of what to do. And after looking at all the countries, and I decided that the Philippines would probably be where I'd want to be at and the type of woman, because it's fairly close to what I believe. That they're Christian, speak good English. The place is not very expensive. So yeah, that's what I did. I started looking up the Philippines, and I got in a couple groups. I got in some dating sites, and I realized that was a bad idea. That was just a waste of money. So I ended up starting my own group, Filipinas. Filipinas Searching for Foreigners on Facebook. I was the founder of that group, but I ended up turning it over to somebody else because I got tired of messing with it. But that's what happened. So in 2014, I decided I wanted an Asian woman, and I picked the Philippines.
Yeah. Let me ask you one more question, Chriselle. How did you meet your foreigner? Did you meet him online, or did he come over here and you was at the grocery store or something like that?
Can we just keep that in private, because he's a very private person? But
no, I'm just saying, how did you meet him? I mean, that's pretty general. That's not being specific.
Well, we met online.
Okay. All right. Well, now how'd you hear about the Philippines, Scott? I was in the service, but I never went to the Philippines. I was in the Navy. I was on an aircraft carrier, and every day I'd meet somebody new. They'd be different people flying on the ship from other ships, from other duty stations, and a lot of them would always come and talk about the Philippines.
Well, when you I think you were going to get water or something out of the refrigerator, you were going to get a drink. I was explaining to the rest of the panel that, I had somehow or another stumbled across a Facebook group. I believe I was added into a group, and that's how I got really into the culture behind the Pinoy community. But as I was also saying, when I was coming up in the culinary industry, I had a mentor who was a real good Filipino friend of mine. He was an older gentleman by the name of Oscar. But once I got into this group, I said, oh, wow, okay, I'm going to learn some stuff. I'm going to learn some culture, some food, some history, some recipes, and language and different things of that type of nature. But I was shocked to find out that was not what I was actually finding in the group. It was a bit of a setback. It was a drawback, because I was looking for one thing and completely found something totally different. I was into it for the culture, for the history, for the enlightenment, for the learning about the culture. But what I had found was not really what Filipinos want to have as displayed as a part of their history. I found the street situations is a nice way to put it.
Yeah, you're one of the few
looking for.
Yeah, you're one of the few guys who come to the Philippines for that. I like to say you come to see the Manila skyline, but that's pretty much You're about 1 out of a million. But that's
Yeah.
okay, man. What's wrong with that? Let me read the super chat from Christoph Wolfgang. Thanks for that super chat. He says, you know, a 70-year-old is not going to be with you for the rest of your life. I guess is that geared toward anybody in particular? Or are you just saying that's one of the reasons why Filipinas date older foreigners? And also, your guest, I sent her the link. She's not on here, Christoph. Can you contact her? Thanks, John Gomez, for the super chat. He said, big ups to my NTZ family. I don't see anything wrong with anybody wanting a better life. But for some reason, we try to hold it against the Filipino. We call them gold diggers and everything like that, but they're really not. I mean, a lot of these women over here wouldn't even be worried about foreigners if we wasn't bothering them. We bother these women. We come knocking on the door. They don't come over in America looking for us. A lot of them can't get there. So, you know, I mean, they're not stupid. They, you know, they're just like anybody else. They say, hey, if I see a good opportunity, if it presents itself, I'm going to, you know, take advantage of it. A lot of my viewers have never been here before. They don't understand the economics around this place. When you see people like Chriselle and Roger, this was the growing middle class that, you know, pre-pandemic that was going on over here in the Philippines. Man, when I came over in 2009, it wasn't like that. But it's still a lot of just absolute poverty over here. And if I could marry, if I was in that same situation and I could marry my way out of that, I probably would, to be honest with you. But yeah, Roger and Chriselle, they're part of that growing middle class, man, that's just was exploding in the Philippines pre-pandemic. Hey, Anthony, you got anything upcoming? Any projects or anything?
Not really. I'm working on stuff like every day. You know, I don't really have anything upcoming, but I did want to talk to John.
Okay.
I was working on actually a track for him.
And, for Moonshine Shoulder.
Exactly. I was working on something for him. So I just kind of started off, being that he's from West Virginia, around that area. You know, I kind of made it a little twangy, a little country western, you know, and it's a funny jingle, you know, and with a little southern drawl, you know, and it's actually pretty catchy, but I hadn't really put it down on, you know, send
that to me, and man, we'll play that on the Sunshine Shoulders, Moonshine Shoulders Happy Hour. But Retired 2019 says, in my opinion, older guys are just lonely and want companionship. What does a 30-year-old woman want from a 70-year-old man? His money. What do you think about that, Chriselle? Is that true?
Sorry, I was having an issue with my internet connection. What was the question?
Okay, you can see the comment on my screen, right?
Oh, yeah, I can.
Because in my opinion, older guys are just lonely and want companionship. What does a 30-year-old woman want from a 70-year-old man? His money. That's what he's saying. What do you say about that? What do you think about that?
I don't think that's not always the case. There's always an exception. You know, a 30-year-old woman, because I'm almost turning 30 as well, so I'm speaking for myself. We always don't like money. I mean, money can make you happy, but it can't make you permanently happy. It can't make you happy as how happy you could be if you have someone with you. So I think let's not generalize women, because I know a lot of women who dated older guys, but they were okay with signing what do you call that document
Prenup,
before you get married?
prenup.
There
Yeah,
you go,
yeah,
prenup, stating that they don't
right.
want anything from their pension or from the money of the guy they married. I know a lot of women as well who refuse to move to the States and just stayed here because their life is simpler here. So I think that's my
Yeah,
opinion. Not every woman is like that.
right. But you know, of course, even if they don't want anything from the man, they're going to get a better life, and
True.
I don't blame them for that. But the question was, what does a 30-year-old woman want with a 70-year-old man? What does is that normal over here in the Philippines that you see 70-year-old Filipino men dating 30-year-old Filipino women?
It's not. It's not normal. I mean, the normal age gap in the Philippines, this is based on what my observation is in my family and my relatives. It's just probably not more than 10 years, or let's just say 15 years max. But for that huge age gap, it's not normal. So a 30-year-old woman dating a 70-year-old man, probably they just want companionship and maturity that most of the time we don't get from dating younger men.
Yeah, and see that age gap is really the same around the world. In the United States, it's about 10 years. Anything other than that, and you're a sugar daddy, you're a pedophile, something like that, is what they'll call you. They don't agree with it, but it's no different here. But the difference is when you're a foreign man, you kind of blow that out of the water, because I've seen some pretty, what I would consider, cringy situations, even though it turned out to be true love later on. I've got a friend in Louisville, well, he lives in Carrollton, Kentucky, about 50 miles from me. He met his Filipino when he was 50 and she was 19. And they've been together for 8 years now. You know, she's been in America for almost 8 years. They got a 7-year-old daughter, and I mean, they're madly in love. But I don't see that over here, though. I don't see a 50-year-old man with a 19-year-old Filipina. I don't see it. It would be real strange to see a 50-year-old Filipino man with a 19-year-old Filipina. I mean, it would probably be a riot, wouldn't it? Roger, what do you think about that?
So first of all, I would like to say that I agree with Crisel's opinion that the max age gap, based on our observation, that's like 10 or 15 years gap. But there will be a sayings that age doesn't matter if you really love that person, even though it's how old is that person. So, and the thing there also, if you really love the person or the 70-year-old man, we're gonna say that you will do everything. And there will be a sayings also that money can buy love, can buy happiness. So it's just that when you are in love together, when you show respect each other, that will be the most important in your relationship.
Okay.
And
So, Roger, you're 27, right?
yeah, I'm 27 years old.
Would you date a 70-year-old woman?
If I love that woman, yes.
No, I mean, honestly, would you date? Do you go out of your way to? You see a 70-year-old Lola, you ask her for a number?
Oh, okay. To tell you honestly, I
No,
would say no.
Be honest
Yeah.
with me. Absolutely not, and you know it.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because
That's right.
my age, I'm 27 years old. So it's impossible. But if there will be something like, if you saw a person or a girl, there will be a click or something that, oh, okay, that even though that woman is really old, but you can appreciate her beauty and you can work on, and you can ask her number, and we don't know in the future, right?
Yeah, I think what you call what I call that, Roger, you're sugarcoating that. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
But okay, I asked you this before too, and thank you, Michael Gladney, for the super chat. He said, "Go, Cal, go, Mike and Ren. Thank you." what do you think in your mind, if you can be honest with us, when you see an older foreigner with a young Filipino, what is it that runs through your mind? Not anybody else's, but yours. Roger?
Oh, okay. That's my question.
Okay, when you see on the street, like in San Carlos City, when you see somebody like John and his girlfriend, because me and my girlfriend, you know, she's 39. It doesn't look too crazy for real, but when you see John and his girlfriend, John's 61, his girlfriend's 28, what goes through your mind really?
Okay. So honestly, I would say that this, kind of relationship is like not the same as, young relationship. So this is like something that they really work on. And I know there will be like a Filipino mindset or Filipino mindset that they would say, okay, this young lady just came for the money, right? And that's my thinking. It's to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what you told me before. You said when you see older men with younger Filipinos, you think she's with him for the money. That's
right.
all. You didn't beat around the bush. You just said it straight out. I thought that was interesting. I thought it was interesting.
Okay, but Calvin, I would not say all Filipino women.
No, not all, but you said that's what goes through your mind.
Yeah.
You said she's with him for the money.
I told you that before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm glad that you. Is there an age gap with you, Chriselle, or is that too personal?
Yeah, too personal, but we're okay. The age gap is not that wide. The normal age gap.
Yeah, because my age gap is 19 years. Now they'd have a baby if I was dating somebody 39 in America. They'd go crazy, really. You know, they would think that I'm a predator or something. Especially, in some of my relationships here. Well, I think the most I was 22 years older. I mean, it's almost like a crime in America, really. But over here, they really didn't bat an eye. I don't know. I've gotten used to seeing it, but some of it is still kind of cringy. We had Sass Travel Vlogs on last week, and it's a 38-year difference between her, and she said she doesn't feel any different, but I don't believe that. I don't think it's normal for a 28-year-old woman to be with a 66-year-old man and then not find it, have some second thoughts about it. What about you, Mike? How much of a age gap did you have with your wife?
When I met my wife, she was 21 and I was 46. And I really wasn't happy with that age gap. And I actually broke up with her a couple times online. I said, you're just too young for me. But she convinced me to give her a chance, but I'm just going to be honest and, I ain't going to sugarcoat it. I think anytime you see that big of an age gap, it's to benefit them and their family, which I don't blame them. I mean, that's my opinion. I mean, I've been at Jollibee's and seen 19-year-old girls with 70-year-old men on canes, and they could be models. And, people say, well, you don't know they love each other. Well, maybe they do. Yeah. But, there's a purpose.
But to be honest, the man wants something too. It's not like we just walk blindly over here and see a nice, beautiful young lady and say, okay, Chriselle, let me have your number. By the way, I'm 69. By the way, I'm 69. No, we want something too. Right. And we never talk about what men want, Mike. You know why? Because we sugarcoat it. We're afraid to tell what we want. I made so many videos about it. I'm like, when you come over here, the Filipino knows what you want just as much as they know what the young girl wants when they see them with the older man.
I agree.
But you can lie to yourself and say, "Oh, I'm over here because I want to see the culture. I want to see the Manila skyline."
No.
That's not what you over here for. That's why I came over here.
As long as you both are okay with the agreement, the unspoken agreement.
Right.
There's an unspoken agreement, you know. She's gonna be with you and take care of you, and you're gonna be with her and take care of her. And that's
yeah.
That's
but you know that's not really the unspoken agreement.
Unwritten
You know that's
contract.
not, Mike. Now, that's your spectacular. I mean, it's a great analogy. This unspoken agreement, but you know that's not what it is. The unspoken agreement is, I'm going to take care of you, but you're going to take care of me.
That's what I said.
In another way. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest about it. We're grown people on here, man. You know,
Yeah.
they know that, okay, you come over here, you take care of me, give me a better life. Then anytime you come knocking on my door, I'm going to open it. I'm going to open it. I'm just saying that just to be, I don't want to get cringy, okay? But y'all know what I'm saying. You know, retired 2019 Calvin, you would have a problem if your 30-year-old daughter was dating grandpa. Absolutely. But we talked about this before. That's the double standard video I did. It's okay for us old men to come over here and date their young daughters, but you better not come knocking on my door and looking for my 19-year-old daughter, Scott. If you come over my house, and I know you're a nice, decent guy, hardworking, you and Anthony, but if either of y'all showed up at my house, because I've got an 18-year-old daughter, looking for my daughter, it's going to be a problem. You got any?
For sure, I got a 16-year-old, so I know exactly what you're saying.
How old is she, Scott?
16. She'll be 17 in December. Fine little thing, too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she'll be 18. So you see me come over there. Like I said, I got the big wheels, and I get out, put a joint out in the ashtray, and the music's loud, and I'm there, you know, I'm smelling like weed and liquor. And I'm like, hey, where's Chriselle? Tell her to get out here.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be a good look. Definitely not. We're going to have a situation.
That's what we do when we get over here, man. We go to the province, we smelling like tobacco and liquor, and, you know, it's like, you know, I'm here for your daughter, whether you like it or not.
Very true. Major double standard, as you said. It is certainly a double standard, for sure.
Thank you, Levon White, for that super chat. He said, Calvin, give me young, beautiful, and everything that comes with it. I mean, I'm coming to see the grass. Yeah. Which grass? Okay, Anthony. Was there an age gap in your relationship?
Oh, yeah, very much. I'm 63 years old.
Okay.
The Filipina woman I was dating, she was actually 26.
Yeah.
So actually, we broke up a couple times, just like Mike did with his girl online, because I met her online, because I didn't feel comfortable about the age gap.
Right.
So so we were engaged and everything like that. I've been out there 3 times, and each time I go out there, I stay for like a month, you know. But but we actually, I was in Rome. And she was just asking me these questions like, why are you in Rome and this and that? I said, well, because I always wanted to visit Rome, Italy. And, you know, and she just kept drilling me. And it's like, you know, okay, I just got fed up with it. I was like, I'm a grown man. I can travel and go anywhere I want to go, you know. And I was just starting to really see her age, you know. And we just broke up, you know. And she's like, I said, you need to stop riding me. You know, I work hard and I needed a vacation and this and that, And she said, well, you could have went to visit your family. I said, I didn't want to visit my family. You know, I want to go to Rome, Italy, you know, so I did. So she says, Well, okay, if you want me to stop writing you, then I'll just not contact you anymore. So she blocked me off of on Facebook, and I haven't heard from her in like 3 weeks now. So
I'd like to know if anybody out there is honest enough to say, what do older men think when they come over here that these women want with us? Do they really think they find us attractive? Let's be honest. What's going through your mind? Why do you even come to the Philippines? Do you think, it's something that either somebody told you or something there's a reason why we come here. Is anybody want to, elaborate on that?
I think, when I had a friend in Minnesota. His name was Cecilio. He was from Manila. And he always used to, talk about the Philippines. So that sprung my curiosity. And then I got on some dating sites. And then I finally went over there. But I think they do look, Filipina, they look at us as I left Harlem, New York back in the 60s, where the drugs and everything was just strong and taking over. I wanted to get the hell out of there. So I can relate to individuals that's in a poverty-stricken environment, just like Harlem was poverty-stricken. I wanted to get the hell out of there. So I knew I had to make a move. So I was looking for opportunities. And my opportunity was Job Corps. So I enrolled in Job Corps. And then from Job Corps, I sprung up. So I think that, when you're not born with a silver spoon, the reality is you have to eat. And if you see somebody that's shining and glittering, of course, you're gonna smile. You're gonna approach them, perhaps, and you're gonna find out what they're all about. And I think having to eat subsedes the fact of beauty, so to speak, or age. I think it's just a matter of that person eating, because the bottom line is that we all gotta eat, right? So if we're in a situation,
I agree with you. Especially the shiny part. But what makes it even easier is when the shiny, sparkling thing comes knocking on your door. See, then it's kind of hard for you to resist it. But I want to address this from Lynn one time, because this is really like a deep statement here. I want to talk about this. She says, Lynn San Diego 102. She said, when I was growing up, the good-looking poor women in town would go away, then come back with a foreigner, meaning Japanese. And it's understood they were prostituting in Angolese. Now, that's the point I'm trying to get to. When younger women are seen with older foreigners, dating them or marrying them, is it looked upon as prostituting yourself? Is that what it's looked like, Chriselle? The Filipino society, what do they really think about a young woman who starts dating and marrying a foreigner? Is it that deep? Do they say, oh, she's selling out, she's prostituting herself?
Unfortunately, and has been happening in the Philippines for quite some time now. And I've had a firsthand experience of this when I hear neighbors and relatives telling my cousins and other relatives as well, you go marry a foreigner if you want to have a better life. You don't need to work anymore. And I stayed in Angeles City for a while. I stayed there for almost a year. And when I see older guys dating or being with a younger Filipina, that's the mindset that I have. But that was before I came to know this channel, and I wanted to be honest. That's what I was thought. And that's what I thought, that when an older guy is dating a Filipina, a younger Filipina, way younger than him, that's not the word is not a prostitution, but the girl is after him or after his money. But when I came across this channel and I've seen how you and John fell in love with your women and how you adore them and take care of them, I was like, all right, Chriselle, you were wrong, were partly wrong. So thank you for proving me that I was wrong.
Yeah, but that's from our side of the street. I'm saying, what do the Filipino people think about young women who date us and who marry us? Do they
Marrying
look at
for
it? Do they
convenience.
look down on them and say, you're telling yourself, you're prostituting yourself? Do they think that?
Not a prostitution side. Well, at least in my province. I'm not sure in your place, but in my province in the northern Philippines, prostitution is a foreign concept here. Prostitution is a foreign concept. The concept that we're familiar of is marrying a foreigner for convenience. Marrying the foreigner for a visa to be migrated to the States or to other countries and for money. And that's it. Not a prostitution thing.
But from being over here on and off for 12 years, we have a reputation for only wanting sex. So they know that sex is part of the equation. What do they think about that, though? They know that the young girl is doing something with this foreigner, right?
Yeah, they know.
They know that she's giving something in exchange for the better life. Roger, what do y'all think about that? Is that something bad?
Okay, so I would like to address that question or answer the question. Well, it's not that word, prostitution is not the right word, but I would say they're just aiming for security. So because if you say prostitution, that would be, or the meaning is really different. Like that girl will be, having sex with different guys, right? That would be the exact meaning here in the Philippines. But seeing a Filipino woman dating or married to a foreign guy, that is not a prostitution. This is that they're just aiming for security. Like other reason also, they want to go to abroad or working abroad and that like that.
But let's be honest. Okay, prostitution is just giving sex for money. And then when a Filipino dates a foreigner, she's giving sex for money and a new life. What's the difference?
Well, I would really contradict that because
I'm just saying, is there a big difference? I mean, what's the difference? I mean,
big difference if you
know that you only with me for my money and a better life. So you're gonna say, well, that's the unspoken agreement that we always talk about on here. No one ever talks about it, but it's there, and they know it, and we know it. That if we come over here and give them a better life, they're gonna give us unlimited sex. Mm-hmm. That's really what the unspoken agreement is, guys. We're grown men, but I say, will it initially? That's initially. Does it turn into love? Absolutely.
Yeah,
but
that will be someday or in the future or soon. They will be turning into love. And going back to prostitution, no, that is not the right word because, like I said earlier, prostitution, a girl wants to have sex every night with different guy, right? For sure, Chriselle know that.
Not really. If she could have sex with the same guy, if he's going to consistently have that money, she wouldn't have to go to different guys. See, a prostitute doesn't have to, the word prostitution just means you're exchanging money for sex or favors for sex. That's all it is. You don't have to go to different women.
I agree on that.
Maybe that's your definition, but if you can be a prostitute and only have one client.
That's right.
Okay.
Right? So your client is the foreigner. If he comes over here, you're saying, I'm gonna give you sex, but you're gonna give me a visa, you're gonna give me a better life, you're gonna take care of me and my family. So what's the difference? I'm not saying that they're prostitutes. I'm just trying to see when I'm with my girlfriend, I want to know what y'all thinking about me and about her. So I can, know, so I can feel comfortable, being out in public. Should I be hiding? If y'all think it's a big deal.
My wife asked me that all the time when we went somewhere. She'd say, why do they keep staring at us? I said, because of the age difference and they think you're with me for money. That's exactly why. That's exactly what was on their mind.
But should we blame Filipinos for that?
No.
If the shoe was on the other foot, would you do it? Because Anthony says the same thing that I say. When I was growing up, I saw it all the time. I saw young women marrying out of that economic situation or dealing with older men because they had good jobs at Ford and GE and all that and gave them a better life. It's no different than what's going on over here.
No, I don't blame them for doing it. As long as, what Seth said earlier, she said about some of these girls, they're not really in love with them. And they take advantage of the foreigners for money. And that does happen. And that happened to me.
Yeah.
See, when I first got online looking for women, I was in the 40 age range, around 30s and 40s. And then I started having these 18, 19, 20-year-olds. When I posted online that I was looking for somebody to be serious with, I had over 800 comments and 200 friend requests.
Wow.
I mean within like 24 hours. So, and that tells me a lot right there. But, I don't know if the age would have made any difference or not. I really kind of felt that, and I don't blame them. I don't hold it against them. They all had the same plan.
Let me answer this. Now, this from Simply Ackers, one of our guests all the time. She gives a nitty gritty. She says, I don't think the Filipinas with you for a better life or money. If you show a Filipina, I don't know what she's saying here. That means she can offer you something better than your native. If you choose a Filipina over your native girl, that means she can offer you something better than your native. What makes you guys choose a Filipina? Okay, then, Sess. Now, you're not with a 70-year-old man. You told me you were 30, and I think your husband's 33. See, that's different now. We're talking about women like my friend in Kentucky. She was 19, he was 50.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that? I mean, what you're doing is just normal, Sess. Maybe you saw him. Simply. Maybe you just saw him. Y'all found each other attractive. You had a lot in common because you're around the same age. But you probably, to say that wasn't in the back of your mind, simply, come on, you got to be honest now. Let's be honest. Because there's a lot of good-looking Filipino men over here. They're successful. They can give you a better life, but you chose somebody over there. I mean,
there's a lot of good men.
People to open up and, so let's talk about this stuff, guys. It's nothing to be ashamed about. If I was ashamed, I wouldn't be here.
That's why Calvin is unfair.
I'm trying to get the other side of the story. That's why I've got these two Filipino guests on here. But hell, they sugarcoating everything.
Calvin, one of my favorite questions in these Facebook groups. Can you hear me out there? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
One of my favorite questions is this age question. Someone will post. You see it all the time. Does age matter? And you see everyone saying, no, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Then I'm the type of guy, well, I'll play devil's advocate and get everyone in that group thinking. I'll say, okay, Shirley, age doesn't matter, huh? No, Scott, it doesn't matter. I'll say, okay, that's fine. So in 30 years, when I'm that 77-year-old guy, are you going to be okay with me dating your granddaughter? And they look at it in a whole different way. because they didn't look at it from that point of view. Me and you are friends. We're in our 40s now, right? Are you going to be okay in 30 years from now when I'm trying to date your granddaughter? They look at it in a whole different light. They say, well,
Yeah.
maybe age does matter.
Well,
But the general conception is it does not matter. But when you throw that loophole into the equation, they think about it differently because they never
that's
thought
the
about
double
that.
standard. That's the double standard video that I did. It's a double standard. Now, Seth's Travel Blog said it's generalized. She says, I kind of hate it. I never take advantage of anyone. No, we're not saying you, Seth, but there are women who take advantage of that. Okay? Because the man, we're always looked at as the predator. We're always looked at as taking advantage of the Filipino woman. And I don't care what you say. That's just how it is. They never look at it like, oh, well, look at these Filipino women, what they're doing to these men over here, playing these games, taking all their money. Because for us, we're getting what we deserve. We shouldn't be over here fooling with young women anyway. That's the way they look at it.
Well, if you're 40 years
past. So yeah, I think it's, I don't give a damn why you with somebody, but as a human being, if I see a 28-year-old woman with a 66-year-old man or 70-year-old man, it's going to look strange to me. I don't care how many times I see it. Yeah, I've got used to seeing it, but it still looks strange to me.
well,
And that's why people really got down that low like that. When I found out that young lady was 18, that she said she was 22, I immediately cut it out, man. That's just me. And that's my old crazy thinking that I was brought up with over in America. Now, if that would have happened now, because she's a grown woman and she can make her own decisions, I probably would not have. But let's not sugarcoat it, Chriselle. I just want to know what Filipino people think about a woman dating an older foreigner.
Oh, that's easy. Filipinas, when you see a Filipino dating a foreigner, again, that's for us, that's an opportunity of having a better life, having more money, getting the visa, basically your ticket out of poverty. That's what most Filipinos would think. Not just Filipinas, everyone who sees you with a foreigner walking around at the mall or somewhere else. So it's pretty generalized, although I guess I have to agree with Seth. Sometimes it affects us, it hurts us, because especially if we know that we don't take advantage of anyone. But unfortunately, that's the sad reality. We get stereotyped.
Okay, John, thanks for that super chat. He said, here in the DR, you will see a 60-year-old woman with a 20-year-old man. And they get a pass, John Gomez, just like over here in the Philippines. You see it every now and then. My last landlord I had, she was 46 and her boyfriend was 17. And nobody batted an eye about it. No one was trying to call up the authorities and turn her in for child abuse or anything, because they've got anti-child abuse laws over here that make it illegal for you to be sexually involved with someone under 18. Now, if that would have been a man, especially a foreign man, he's 46 and she's 17, you got all kind of trouble, man. So that's a double standard. JH, thanks for that super chat. Said, hell, Calvin, pants it looks strange to me, but I still eat it. Age is just a number. Well, I mean, it comes, that's your view. Because hell, you're the 46-year-old man dating a 19-year-old. So of course it's not going to matter. Okay. But see, it's what I'm talking about, Tess. It's exactly what I'm talking about right here. He says, look, Calvin, if I'm dating an old Filipino, it's a big chismis. But when I date an old foreigner, not much chismis. Yeah, okay. And we're trying to find out. We're trying to get to that. That's the point we're trying to get to, Sass. Because I don't see it over here. Unless you're super famous, rich, you're a VIP, you got a lot of power. Do I ever see an older Filipino man with a younger Filipino? Because it's a lot of them. But the man is usually rich. Or you don't see it. Maybe there's back in the province where Purcell lives, sometimes you see that. Like in Cebu last year, a 38-year-old security guard, he killed his 14-year-old girlfriend because she, was going to leave him. And the family knew that they were together because he was paying for her to go to school and blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. He killed her and put her in the septic tank at the school. So it happens over here, but you don't hardly see it. Okay,
Yeah,
now when you came over here, you was with your Filipino girl. Did you feel proud or did you feel kind of like embarrassed a little bit?
I mean, I felt proud because although, like I said, I'm 63, I don't look 63. A lot of people, at my job, they're like, you look like you're like 37, at the most 40. And, I have to say, I don't even feel 63 years old. But yeah, when I was over there, I did feel proud. I mean, we went places. We went to Batangas. We spent the weekend there swimming, and we went to Baguio. And we shopped at in Mandaluyong at the mall, the mega mall there. We went to Mall of Asia, and I met her family. I took her family out to dinner and everything like that. But yeah, I felt proud, and
yeah.
But in the back of my mind, I've always kind of, the age thing kind of was always a haunting thing, because I look at my age, I mean, 63, 10 years from now, 73, and then she's gonna be like in her, like 36 or so. It just doesn't, it just doesn't look good. To me, it doesn't.
Yeah. See, I've got an 18-year-old, a 21-year-old, 24 and 25-year-old daughters in America. They've never, ever dated anybody. Always dated somebody their age. I don't think it's any difference over here, but foreign men come over here. The financial situation is different. A lot of times it's dire. A lot of times, like you said, Anthony, it's like, well, one lady actually said it, that Mia, and that's why I was giving her a shout out on my channel, but she's since started sugarcoating stuff again. She said she said it on her video. She said the reason I started dating older foreign men, it was either date them or starve. She said that. And I was like, wow, that's pretty deep for Filipino to say that, even though it's true, even though we know it's a fact that a lot of them do it for a better life. But no one ever wants to talk about it. It's the unspoken agreement. But none of my daughters have ever, they've always dated guys their age. And I guess it's no different over here. So, I didn't want to get too young over here, but that's just how it is, man. But I don't blame the Filipino. If I was in her shoes, I'd do the same damn thing.
I would too.
I would too.
Over here, you're gonna leave with your wallet and you're gonna say, hey, I'm gonna give you a better life, I'm gonna give you money, I'm gonna take care of your family. Just be with me, be my girlfriend, and I don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out. I'm like, come on in here, old bastard. I'm gonna just be honest. Come on in here.
Guys,
I'm gonna do whatever you want me to do, because I can. You're gonna be dead in a few years, probably.
That's it. That's the reality.
Hey, Levon White, thanks for that super chat. He says, I'm 61. When I get to the Philippines, I'm going to have a T-shirt showing I'm 91 and I will have a hottie. Please stare. They're going to stare. But I don't think Filipinos really care, because one thing I like about living over here is they've got more important things to worry about and to think about than who I'm with. When you got over here, Mike, did you have any cringy feelings with your girl?
No, I didn't. I didn't have any cringy feelings, really. She had told me before that she dated a seaman that was 42 years old before I met her, a Filipino.
Yeah.
She liked older guys. You know, and they're going to tell you this, they're going to tell everybody the same thing. They like older men, wise men, men that settled, men that's got all of the, they're done with dating, they're tired of chasing women. They like my nose, they like my white skin, you know, and I believed all that. And, but really, no, I didn't really, you know, I didn't have no problems with her age. There, I had problems with her age when I brought her to the USA. That's when I had the problem.
Yeah.
Because the Filipino, they know the deal. They know what's going on.
Yeah.
When they see a woman, a younger woman with an older foreigner, they know what's going on.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, when you bring them to your country, then that's when it really starts getting, you know, creepy.
Hey, Roger, have you ever dated an older woman before?
No.
Why? Why is it okay for a young Filipina to marry to date an older man, but you don't see it as something that you would do?
Because I want to find like someone like who like match my age. Like maybe 2 years, that would be fine. But more than that, no, I would say no.
Why?
Because this looks strange. People here in the Philippines are like mostly, or a lot of people here in the Philippines are, we have that mentality, like toxic Filipino. We have that mindset. So people will criticize me, neighbors will criticize me. So that's why.
Yeah, see, thank you. That's all I'm trying to get to, man. I'm trying to see. So you know it looks weird, even though you know in the back of your mind she's doing it for a better life, it still looks weird, right?
Yeah.
When you see these beautiful young women with these old men. I mean, you know, you would think it's elementary, but I want to talk about it because I want the guys that are coming over here to see that Filipinos, they tolerate it. They don't agree with it, guys. They tolerate it. Okay, they let it go on. They let it happen, but they don't really agree with it, man. It's not like you can just come over here and run over people. When you come over and you start dating people's daughters and granddaughters, a lot of times, you know, you better show some type of respect. You know, you better keep a low profile because they don't really agree with it. Right up under the surface, they'll cut you in half, man, and never have a second thought about it.
Most of those young women, they not only do it for themselves, but they do it for the family too. And so the whole family agrees with it because it's going to help them all.
Says Travel Block said, Calvin, what's your opinion about online marriage? See, that online marriage, it only sounds respectable because of online dating. We've made online dating so respectable. So if I come out and say, I think it's strange, I think it's weird, well, it's really no different than online dating for real. You know, but when you get married, you're taking it to a whole other level. Now it's some legal stuff involved, and I don't think that'll ever be legal, in my opinion. How can you ever prove that it's a real marriage? Because when you bring a Filipino over to your country, that's one thing that the Homeland Security, you have to prove. That's the number one thing they ask for. It's just a legitimate relationship. Do you got pictures? You know, you gotta have seen this woman 2 years, in the 2 years when you apply for the visa. It can't go back any further than that. I mean, they really want you to prove the legitimacy of it. I just don't think it'll ever be legit. But they said there's a guy on the Filipino P. They keep throwing this one guy out there. Then you show me 10 guys that did it and was able to get in the Philippines, then I might agree with you. But y'all keep rushing that one guy out there. Like, that's a fluke, man. I wouldn't marry nobody online like that. Would you marry somebody, Chriselle, online, sight unseen, just online?
Nope. Marriage is a commitment. It takes time to know someone if you want to marry this person or you want to spend the rest of your life with this person.
This is just another pandemic scam, sis, that people sitting around with nothing else to do have come up with. They said these suckers are spending billions of dollars on this online dating, which just is a farce, just as much as a farce as online marriage. They said, well, how much more would they spend if we can convince them that this online marriage is legal? That's all it is. It's a scam right now. And it's not going to get any further than that. I wouldn't marry nobody online.
People are dealing with loneliness.
Huh?
People are dealing with loneliness with this pandemic.
That's right.
So.
It's another pandemic scam. That's why I suggest, I never tell you guys because y'all old enough to know. I always suggest, man, get offline right now. You're in trouble because you're lonely right now. You're going to agree to a lot of things that you wouldn't agree to under normal circumstances. You're going to do things that you normally wouldn't do. Remember, the guy sent 3 million pesos over here to a woman who, in my opinion, is not worth 3,000 pesos. Jeez. He sent her 3 million. Okay, now sight unseen, because he's lonely. He lost his wife last year to COVID. It's the only reason he did that. This man's a multimillionaire, very successful in every other aspect of his life. But he got online, fell in love, he said. Sent this woman 3 million. Man, it's foolish. There's no way you, man, and that's what it is, Anthony. It's loneliness.
Wow. That's why you shouldn't have an online relationship, because it's easy to get tied up quick.
Yeah. I mean, imagine, that's a lot of money, man. I mean, 3 million pesos. Now the young lady, she don't even speak to her family now. She don't even come around. She's got all that money. Is that lifetime money, Chriselle, over here?
That's $588,000.
Lifetime money?
No, that's $60,000. But I'm saying it's 3 million pesos.
Right.
Can the masses of Filipinos, how long would it take to come upon that kind of money at one time? 3 million.
3 million is not, well, people think it's a lot of money here, but when you compute your daily expenses, and we have this tendency of becoming a one-day millionaire. If you give a Filipino money as easy as 1, 2, 3, they can spend it in just a blink of an eye. So 3 million is just nothing.
No, I'm not talking about the buying power. Okay, let's be honest. My girlfriend has a 4-year legitimate college degree. She's a bookkeeper. She earns 7,000 pesos a month. Do you know how long it would take her to accumulate 3 million? Now you got to realize, Chriselle, that she can save very little of that money. So to save up 3 million, you telling me that's not a big deal over here? I call bullshit on that and say that's not true. And it's not true. That's a lot of money over here.
It takes 30 years.
We're not talking about what he can buy, because you can spend it on all kind of stuff. You can go gambling away in the casino. But for the Filipino masses to come up with 3 million at one time and have that, let me remind you now that the average Filipino who has a bank account has 5,000 pesos in it. That's the average amount that a Filipino has in his bank account, if he has a bank account. And you're going to sit here on my channel and tell me that $3 million is not a lot of money? Bullshit. I'm calling you on that, Crisel. It is a lot of money, Roger. What do you think? Is that a lot of money, Roger? 3 million pesos?
Well, that's a big amount, right? 3 million or 1 million. That's a big number.
Yeah,
but
absolutely it is. Thank you. I know it is.
we should.
I know for a fact it is.
Yeah, we should. But the most important is we know how to use, and we have to be wise on that. Spending.
I agree.
Yeah, even though it's a big amount of money, but yeah.
How much bigger is it if somebody just gave it to you? You didn't have to earn it. You didn't have to work for it. If somebody just said, "Here, Roger, here's 3 million," man, your whole life would change, wouldn't it?
Yes, so you don't have to work for how many years to save the 3 million.
That's right. Absolutely. See? And he doesn't realize that he's done this young lady more harm than good.
Yeah.
She's never going to be the same. Once that money's gone, and it's going to be gone in no time, just like Seth Purcell said. I keep saying Seth because I see that Criselle. It looks like Seth to me. She's gonna have, Filipinos like to save face. She's gonna have a lot of face to save. Boy, is she gonna have a lot of faces to save, because she won't even give her mother not 1 peso. Not one.
That's a good retirement in the Philippines.
That it is.
Yeah,
$3 million. That's the retirement plan. I mean, 3 million pesos.
It's a fortune over here.
3 million pesos. That's a retirement plan.
Yes, you can build a house.
Okay, now here's the lady says this. Let me show it. She's a Filipino. No, that's Durham Fulmore. He's married to a Filipino. But let me get this one first from this Filipino. She says 3 million is a lot of money. She said that's a 1-year salary or more for some people.
Oh,
who do you know, Gina, that makes 3 million a year over here, unless it's some type of Coco Martin or somebody? Oh my God.
Maybe 90,000.
Now y'all cracking me up on here. I wanted Filipinos on here because I wanted the nitty gritty. Really says 3 million. Oh my God, you can spend it in 1 week or 1 day. Yeah, right. But how long will it take you to get the 3 million, Seth? I'm not talking about how to spend it. Yeah, go ahead.
What I know about Filipinas, they're very frugal. They can stretch a peso a long way. So when they have that amount of money, trust me, it's not going to go that fast.
We're not even talking about that. We're talking about, is it even possible to earn that kind of money in your whole lifetime? I mean, how long will it take you? Okay, if my girlfriend's earning 7,000, so times 12, that's a year. It's 84,000 for the whole year. And we're talking about 3 million. She'd be dead. That's lifetime money over here, and I don't care what nobody's saying.
Hey, Kente Dynasty, you said you was glad to hear that 3 million pesos is a good retirement. I'm talking about 3 million pesos for a Filipina.
Yeah, Frank Ellis. I don't know what they're smoking. Shabu, I guess. He said, that's lifetime money over here. I don't even have 3 million. That's $60,000 US. How many people watching this channel, watching this live stream right now? Be honest, in America, are earning $3 million in 1 year.
Not I.
It takes a long time over here if you're a Filipino. Okay, Seth, be honest. Before you met your boyfriend, how much was you earning every month? Okay, that way, you know, now then we can start saying, Love Beat Muse says they faking the funk, brother Cal. I know they faking the funk. How much? Well, I'm not gonna ask you how much you earn, Roger. That's too personal. But how long will it take you to save $3 million? Not earn it, but to save it. Roger?
Oh yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. How
Okay.
long will it take you
So-
to save it at your present rate that you're saving right now? How long would it take for you to save $3 million?
A decade.
A decade.
Really?
Yeah.
It's 10 years.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're putting a lot of money away.
That's
Over here.
$20,000 a year. Oh no.
Yes. Because I have like 2 jobs now.
No, Gizmo 73. I didn't miss the point because I asked the question. He said I missed the point that Crisel made, though. The people who just get money that easy will spend it easy, so they will easily forget about it. That's not what we're saying. We're saying I asked the question, was 3 million pesos a lot of money over here? She says it wasn't. She made the point that, you can spend that up real quick. And I agree with her. But to say that that's not a lot of money over here, I don't know. I don't know where she lives, but I'm over in the Philippines, and that's a hell of a lot of money.
Yes. Right.
Hey, can I speak as well? I wanted to. Yeah, I think it was my mistake, and I think my context was not that clear. The only reason why I said 3 million pesos was not that big. It's because when you spend it in the whole day, and you just got your money as easy as 1, 2, 3, and then that's not much to spend. But when you work hard for it, I don't think. I would also agree with you that spending 3 million pesos that you worked hard for is something that you can't even do because, like what you guys mentioned, we are frugal and we can stretch a single peso to last for a week. So yeah, that's
What's the average salary of your friends? What's their average salary, Crisel?
my friends.
Your friends. Just what's their average salary?
25,000 a month.
Okay, so that's what they're earning, and they're working hard for that.
Mm-hmm.
They're not saving 25,000 a month. They're earning 25,000 a month. So times 12, that's 300,000. It would take them 10 years just to earn 3 million. So imagine most of their money. I'm gonna say 90 to 95% of it's going to live. So now you're talking about maybe they're putting 5,000 away every month for savings. 60,000. Hell, that would take 50 years to come up with 3 million. It's a lot of money.
I think it's a little over their head.
Yeah, I mean, we can go on to something else, but that's a lot of money, guys. Trust me. Okay. It's lifetime money over here that somebody on the average street would have a difficult time coming up with. But I'm saying when somebody gives it to you like that, that makes it even more you got. Now, she's probably going to squander it and everything like that, but that's not my point. Did I tell y'all that this is comical? Okay, the FIBA Women's Basketball Championship started, right? And the Philippines played China yesterday. And China beat the Philippines women's team by 91 points. 91 points. 143 to 52. And guess what? I didn't say this. Sunshine Shows didn't say this, so don't get on me. Guess what the headline was in the Manila Times? Filipino women outsized by the Chinese women. That was they beat them by 91 points, man. That's ridiculous.
Wow.
Levon White, thanks for the super chat. He said the median bank account in the U.S. is $5,300. That would be a lot for the average U.S. citizen. Absolutely, it will be. I can honestly tell you, it's probably only. I probably know two people that have that kind of money right now in their bank account. I'm talking about in the U.S. or here, because it's a lot of money. Clayton Murray says, hey, Chriselle, nice to see you. Who else is on the panel? Let's go ahead and everybody reintroduce themselves again for the late bloomers. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Mike. Introduce yourself, Mike.
Hey, I'm Mike. I started coming in the Philippines in 2014. I met a young lady online, and I've traveled. I've probably been there about 10 times, and we ended up getting married. I brought her back to the U.S. And in the end, after 5 years, things didn't work out. But yeah, that's my involvement with the Philippines.
How old are you, Mike?
I'm 52.
Where do you live right now?
I live in North Carolina.
Okay. Okay, Roger, introduce yourself.
Roger, and I'm 27 years old, a native Filipino, which neighbor. And now I've been like I have YouTube channels as well, and
You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Okay.
Okay, we'll go to Chriselle.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Chriselle. I'm 28 years old. I was born and raised in the Philippines. I like traveling and I like meeting people. I work a job or two, sometimes two in a day, but I have a full-time job. I work in the communications industry. Thank you.
Wow. What kind of Wi-Fi do you have, Chriselle? Because it comes in clear. You come in clear.
I have PLDT.
I mean, what's the Mbps?
190. I tested yesterday.
Wow. Yeah. Now do you live in a big city?
A small city. Our city is very small. Probably your city is even bigger.
Wow, you have 190 Mbps. I think that's the most I've ever heard over here. I mean, that's unbelievable because I can see the difference between your picture and Roger's picture. Actually, your picture is clearer than everybody's picture.
Well, because I live outskirts of the city, so I only have few neighbors that I get to divide the bandwidth with.
How much are you paying for that every month?
1,500, around that much. Yeah, 1,500.
Wow. Hey, thanks for that super chat, Jeffrey Towdy. He said, Calvin, I feel having these Shiners panel discussions is going to catapult you into the big time. Keep it boots on the ground, nitty gritty panelists. Hey, thank you, brother. It was one of my subscribers' idea, Lynn San Diego 102, and yet she won't even come on here. Which is, I'm glad, Chriselle, you're doing an excellent job, by the way. Now go ahead, Roger. Go ahead again.
Okay, can you hear me better right now?
Yeah, we can hear you better now.
All right, because I changed my, internet connection. So once again, I'm Roger and 27 years old and a native Filipino, which is Calvin's neighbor. And I have a daughter and a wife, and I'm a full-time father, and I have a full-time job as well at night. And actually, I don't have sleep yet, so afterwards, I'll go to bed to sleep. Well, yeah, that's me, Roger.
Yeah, he lives across the street from me. I'm going to try to get to do an interview with him because he's got some nitty gritty stuff. He's being shy today. I don't know why. But yeah, he's got a beautiful family. And that's the reason I was asking him all of these relationship questions because he's got a beautiful wife. And I was like, well, what's the courtship like in the Philippines? how easy is it or how difficult is it to meet a Filipino woman? And man, he took me through the whole process. He said, hell, it was almost 6 months before he even held her hand, didn't you say, Roger?
Yeah, so it's a long process, but in a nutshell, we have to be patient.
Yeah, because we were talking about, I'm telling him, I said, well, because when foreigners come over here, man, it's like, we put the Filipino on the clock. They put us on the clock and we put them on the clock. We make them go against everything they've been taught. And I just want you guys to understand that when you get over here, man, when she's doing all this stuff for you, it's going against everything in her culture because it don't move that fast over here. It's really slow over here. Everything is slow over here. Okay, thanks, Retired 29 for that super chat. He said, Calvin, 70% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. The average American is broke. Yeah, I was in that 70%, Retired 2019. And that's why I got smart enough. I said, well, hell, I'm going somewhere where my money's going to take me a little bit further than what it's taking me over here. I'm putting together a video because y'all ain't going to believe this, man, but the Philippines is attractive without the Filipina.
Mhm.
If I'd have knew then what I know now, man, I tell you, things would be a whole lot different, man. I'd have came over here with a whole different mindset. This country is very, very attractive without the women, man. But and that cost of living is one of the, man, it puts the Philippines way up top. But okay, Scott, what's going on, man?
Hey, how you guys doing? Scott LaRock, host of LaRock's Cooking Adventures, or one of the hosts of LaRock's Cooking Adventures. 47 years old here in Baltimore, Maryland, which is East Coast United States, Mid-Atlantic. Been in the Pinoy community a little bit, maybe 5, 6, 7 years. Been to the Philippines once. Have not been able to go back due to COVID. Have a lot of friends from north all the way to south of Philippines, the entire country, every island I know people. Very popular in that country. I grew an affinity, especially when I actually got to get to the Philippines. Looking at the Philippines online versus actually being there in person. It's completely night and day experiences. No matter what people tell you, Calvin is always giving you guys legitimate information on that country. You cannot get enough of his information. Absorb it. It is his opinions. It is his views. I tend to agree with a lot of his views, as do a lot of us, because the guy knows what he's talking about. Since day one, when I found your program, Calvin, me and you've been like this. I look at you like a big brother to me. I look at you as a mentor. I like what you do there in the Philippines, and that's why I'm so attracted to your program. Me and you have a lot in common. We have a lot of similarities within, the two of us, the things we like to do with the reaching out and the helping and being a part of a community. That was one of the biggest things I did when I was there in the Philippines. I actually spent some time on the low, running my own personal program for the ATAS. We did school supplies, we did food, we did giveaways, and this is prior to COVID, when you did your COVID will, Calvin, and you always reaching out to the community and providing foods and things of that nature. I was kind of doing that just by myself as a solo individual before the pandemic. And then when the pandemic came, I did my little things on the side. That was a big attraction for me to you, Calvin. The part about you giving out and reaching out to people and the fashion that you did and helping these people in this time of crisis, so that was one of the biggest things that attracted me to you, besides your nitty gritty boots on the ground. I mean, all the vloggers I've seen that are in the Philippines, I hate to call them, after seeing your program, I'm going to just put it like this. After seeing your program, I watch no more.
Wow.
I don't watch any more of them. Some of these guys are actually like my friends, but your program hits, and it hits for a lot of different people and a lot of different perspectives, from the females to the males, from country to country, state to state, province to province, territory to territory. You have something for everyone, and that unites us all, and that's why we're all here.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I just try to give you the 360. TJ, thanks for the super chat. He says, Roger, what industry do you work in? You have a pretty well-polished English accent, so I'm guessing call center, but I'm biased due to my profession. Because I think TJ works in the call center industry. What industry you work for, Roger?
Yeah, I was like, I worked in a call center before, but we decided, me and my wife moved here in San Carlos because I was like born and raised here in San Carlos. So we decided to work home base. So now I'm a virtual assistant and an ESL teacher, which is online English teacher.
Okay, yeah. Now, what about you, Chriselle? Because you speak about as well English as any of my guests that I've ever had on here.
I work in the call center industry, but I don't take calls. I train people to take calls and speak better English because it's a struggle in the Philippines, especially that most Filipinos we take English as our third language, just like mine. English is my third language.
Yeah, because you don't even I can't even hear your accent.
She speaks
I
better
did my
English than I do.
It took me
She
years.
speaks better English than me. Well, they all do, really.
Yeah, I speak better than I do.
Yeah. A guy asked me about the tennis tournament. The Sunshine Shoulders tournament's going to be in San Carlos City, October 25th to October the 30th. It's going to be a doubles tournament. We're going to have 3 divisions. Class A is the best. Class B right in the middle, then Class C. There's no age limit because some of these high schoolers over here, they're Class A, and some of these college students, they're Class A. And people like me, I'm more like in between a C and B because I don't play enough. If I played every day, I could probably reach Class A over here in the Philippines because of my athleticism. I can get to a lot of balls that Filipinos, they don't even try to get to, people my age. But yeah, it's going to be a great tournament. And if you're in the San Carlos City area or somewhere around here and you want, it's free to join. We're going to have a 3,000 peso first prize in each division, 2,000 second, 1,000 third. And we're going to give the winners of each division a trophy, but they're the only ones going to get trophies. And I have more information on it, but I've already spoken to the vice mayor. He's head of the tennis club here. It's set in stone now. It's just, a matter of, actually it was a student of the world who asked me that. So yeah, that's that, guys. Okay, Anthony, give us a little bit background. But really one thing first before I go to Scott, before I leave Scott. I noticed that your children are half Italian, half American. How'd that come about?
Okay, I have 3 children, 26-year-old son, a 16-year-old daughter, be 17 this year, and a 5-year-old little boy. My first 2 children are with my ex-wife. My little boy is from my current wife. She is Italian. She's from Italy. She's a foreigner. So when you talk about this paperwork and the USCIS and all that other stuff, I know exactly what you're talking about. And it's not easy. You're right. You guys do have to have the money if you're going to have a foreign wife. If you don't have the money, they're not going to sign off on your paperwork. Forget about it. So I know exactly what you're talking about when you're talking about having these intercontinental relationships and marriages and girlfriends and boyfriends, et cetera, et cetera.
How'd you meet her?
I met my wife doing my job when I was a delivery driver. I worked for a large-scale butcher company. So we service restaurants, their meats. So one day I was doing my delivery. She had come from Italy here to Washington, D.C. to work in an Italian restaurant for a few months just to get a feel for what America was like. She was interested in possibly opening up her own bakery or what have you here in the States. So she wanted to travel here to see what the life was like in the United States. Well, one day I was doing a delivery there to her restaurant, which was called Cerizzo Italian Bistro. And I just simply slid my phone number in her pocket one day, and 3 weeks later, she sent me this really long email apologizing that, I'm sorry I took so long to get back to you. I don't speak any English. I had to translate this entire letter. And I was like, oh, okay. So I responded. Next thing I know, I asked her if she wanted to hang out, because when you come here as a foreigner and you're actually working, you really don't get to experience the United States and or what state you're in. You're just pretty much a work slave for that duration. So I would go to DC, pick her up, take her around, show her little things when I could, because she was working 12-hour shifts almost, 7 days a week. So after we started hanging out for the next couple months, she was going back to Italy, and she's like, I'm really interested in you. You think we could work something out? I said, you're going back to Italy. There's no telling when you'll ever come back. So I cannot guarantee anything. Let's just keep in communication, and we'll see where it goes from there. So we kept up. 9 months later, she came back, knocked it out the park, threw a baby up in her. I do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just wondering. Retired 2019, to answer your question, no, he never met the woman. Just online. But it shows you how crazy that 3 million was. Okay, Anthony. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, Anthony is the gentleman who wrote the Moonshine Shoulders theme song, and he's actually written a song. If John is on here, John, I just want you to know that he's also written a Moonshine Shoulders theme song for you, John. I asked him to send it to me. We're gonna play it Friday. But this is the guy I wanted to put a face to the name, Anthony Edwards. He's the one who wrote that song.
Yeah. Thank you, Kyle. Well,
give us a little information.
And I'm originally from Harlem, New York. I left Harlem at an early age, 18, and moved to Minnesota. And right now I'm in Seattle, Washington. Work for a major airline. I do music on the side. I write commercials, jingles, and hooks. And just like LaRock mentioned about you, Calvin, couldn't say enough. That's what inspired me to write the theme song for you. And then when the haters were hating on you, that also inspired me to write the, all you haters step to the side, and let Moonshine Shoulder rise. You know what I mean? No need to participate, because it ain't no time for hate. You gotta love what this brother does. He opens up the heart to all the masses, just like LaRock mentioned. And I just adore, and I really dig what you do, because I've seen how it is over there in the Philippines. I've seen the poverty. I've seen the unfortunate living conditions. I've witnessed it. So when you say boots on the ground, Calvin definitely has boots on the ground, and he gives you the real nitty-gritty.
Yeah. Man, I tell you, that theme song has become, people all around the world hear that theme song, man. You become we become kind of famous with that. But
yeah,
I'm shocked really that my channel has gained the traction that it did. And I'm serious. I was just speaking into the I was lonely down there in Zamboanga City when the Philippines first locked down. They really locked down. You couldn't go anywhere. Only one person out of the household. You had to have this damn, I call it a permission slip. I just started talking into the camera. And one day I made a comment on Vagabond Awaits channel. And if you don't, you need to go over there, and he's really got a good channel. And he wrote me back. He said, man, I want to do an interview with you. And we did an interview, and he said, man, you know, it got like a lot of views. He said, you know, maybe you should think about, you know, making your channel. People like, you know, they like what you have to say. And it started there, man. But to think I would be sitting here with 22,000 subscribers, no, I never saw that. I wanted my 1,000 subscribers, and I wanted my 4,000 watch time hours, because YouTube owed me $53, and I couldn't get it unless I met their criteria, because it changed. At first, YouTube would pay you, you know, once you reach the threshold. There was no 1,000 subscribers. There was no 4,000 watch time hours. They made it hard on people. You better have some strong support and some strong content on YouTube. You're not going to earn a peso over here, man. And that's why I say, with all honesty, there would be no Sunshine Shoulders if it wasn't for y'all. You know, y'all the one that make this happen, not me. See? And it's true, man. Yeah. That's just how it is. Now, that's the nitty gritty. And anybody that sits behind a camera and does these videos that makes you think that they're this big, fancy, special person, no. It's the people viewing and subscribing, man, that makes it happen. Okay?
That's right. I made my first video today, and I didn't realize how hard it was. There's a lot to making a video.
But if you be yourself, you know, just like I'm just myself.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people gravitate toward.
Right.
That's why people like John, he's popular, because he just says what's on his mind. You know, he ain't trying to script it. He's not trying to sugarcoat it. He just said, hey, it's my experience over in the Philippines. And it's people that can relate to him. He smokes, he drinks. He's a hillbilly, from West Virginia. A lot of people, it's a lot of hillbillies that watch my channel. I'm a hillbilly, really, from Kentucky, you know, and I think that's what it is, guys. But whatever it is, I'm glad we all here, to be honest with you.
Yep.
Let me see. Okay. Daryl Fulmore, if y'all got any questions for the panelists, put their name up there. He says, on the topic, we should not blame a Filipino for wanting a better life, as long as it's done from the heart and not intentional to hurt or scam others. That's a great point, but how do we ever know, Daryl? We never know what the point is. Because that works both ways. You know, you got a lot of guys who come over for 2 weeks who really scam these Filipinas, man. I've seen it with my own eyes. They get them pregnant and they leave and they never come back. They tell all kind of lies in that 2 weeks. And that makes everybody look bad. It's the same as the Filipino who tricks the foreigner. It's a bad reflection on all the Filipinos, even though that's not really the case. John Wells said, see, it's why people like John. He said, I only came for the women. I'm not ashamed of that.
Yeah.
But that's not why you stayed here, John. Is it? Because that gets old.
Yeah.
Seth said, I couldn't remember. What do you mean dominant? Is she a mean dog? What you talking about, James Land? Here comes James Land starting trouble again, guys. He's lucky I didn't. They took a vote. They said, I need to bar you off my channel. But I said, no, he's a good guy. Seth says, I couldn't remember how I found your channel, Calvin. She said, but I'm glad. Awesome topic. Thanks, Seth. And see, that's coming from another vlogger. And it's a community, really. That's why I always tell Priscilla and Mike and Roger, promote your channel on here, Scott. What you really do? What's your channel really about, Scott?
All right. What I do on my channel is we're a family of 5 that consists of me, LaRock, wifey LaRock, Poppy, my first son LaRock, Nena LaRock, my daughter, and my 5-year-old Rico LaRock, and we're a family of chefs. So what we do is we try to bring to you guys our style of cooking. We're in 5 different decades and generations, right? So me and my wife are 10 years, my son is 10 years, my son, my daughter is 10 years, my daughter, my son are 10 years. So within that 10-year differential, you have different styles of cooking. Everything is about evolution. Food is also about evolution. When I was coming up in the 90s, learning how to cook from the guys like Oscar I was speaking about earlier, my style of cooking versus today's my son's style of cooking is 2 to 3 different types of styles completely. I'm cooking for an army. He's cooking for an art crowd. So everything evolves and food does also. So we try to bring you guys, a taste of how we do what it is we do. My wife, she offers a different flair. She's from Italy, so she brings a lot of her Italian flavor and style of cooking here. My daughter, she's in a teenage year, so she's learning from the bottom up. And the baby boy, he's going to have the best of all of us because he's going to have 4 elders to teach him how to cook, and then he will develop his style of cooking, which should be an international style. He's the most international out of all 5 of us. He gets around the world. Well, he did prior to COVID. But yeah, that's
Okay.
what LaRock's Cooking Adventures is all about. It's just us guys in the house trying to show you guys how to cook and how we cook.
Okay, Scott. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Now, what's your channel about, Chriselle? Really, I know you were swimming with the whales or something one time I saw.
I recently started diving. No. It was a free diving, so I didn't know that we have that good diving spots in my province. It was just my first time to see those. So I basically just share my adventure. I was just not able to upload recently because we've been really busy at work. But I started making
I'm gonna
candles.
give them to somebody. I got them.
So I think I would start making candles and paste them or upload how to upload tutorials on how to make cute candles.
Yeah, I did pay money for them, but I didn't pay.
Who is that? Who is that? Oh, okay. Is that you, LaRock?
No.
Oh, maybe that's him. Okay, yeah. Okay. What about you, Roger? What's your channel about? Is it a family channel, or what you talk about on your channel?
Okay, so our channel, me and my wife.
Talking. Let me get this. Go ahead, Roger. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So me and my wife made this channel like for how many years now? It's just that we're not active because we were both busy. And first, our channel is all about like life and fitness, and also we also share like some Filipino culture. So we like also have vlogs about life here in the Philippines, like what did Calvin, did, and also we also do exercise, and we want to share, even though how busy we are, but we should take care of ourselves, right? So we should manage time as well. So that's what's all about our channel, me and my wife. So Roger and Ismi Vlog. So Roger, which is me, and then Ismi, which is my wife's nickname, Ismi, and then Vlogs. That's it. Okay.
Well,
what about you, Mike?
Well, I just started my channel, but I've not published a video yet. My channel is going to be from my experience from the first time that I decided I would like to be with an Asian woman, and my experience throughout. Traveling the world. I went to South Korea, China, Japan, and then finally to the Philippines. So I want to make a video for guys that a lot of guys is already married to Filipinas or whatever, but I want to help them along with their experience. because I knew nothing, and I started by myself, and I think the guys would learn a lot from my channel, from my mistakes. So that's the main reason why I've done this channel, is just to help them learn from my mistakes, what I did, what I shouldn't have done, and even the Filipina, from going from her country to another country, it's culture shock. You both have culture shocks, and you both have different beliefs, different ways of being raised. So I wanna help people with what I ran into with her culture, what she ran into with my culture, and help guys get started a little bit easier and be a little more informed than what I was when I started.
Oh, okay. Now, Roger, I do want to give him some credit. He came up with a subject that I think we should talk about one day. He's asked the question, are foreign men stealing Filipino women?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's the name of your channel? Roger and Ismi. I guess you can go on there and comment on it and see what he's talking about, because this is coming from a Filipino man. He asked the question, are we coming over and stealing the women? I thought you were going to put your wife on, Roger.
Yes, actually, Calvin, she was like supposed to be like with me, but her job is at night, so she's asleep right now. So maybe next time.
Okay, Cinder Ismo Utah says, question for the panel, and Calvin, of course, can you share stories if you have haters? Haters are the biggest fans, and how you handle them haters. I just ignore them. I wouldn't even really know I had them, but people, subscribers, they send me the stuff. You know, they make videos about you. I really don't like it, but there's nothing you can do. I mean, how do you fight an invisible coward? To me, they're invisible cowards. I mean, they come by, they throw all this information out there. It's unsubstantiated. You know, they don't have any proof, and then they just run and hide. Okay, but yeah, they made all kind of videos about me, but I just ignore it because it's not true. They have no authority. You know, they have no credibility. So does anybody else on here have haters on their channel?
I definitely get hate every now and again, and my hate is geared towards the way I may prepare a certain food. There might be a certain ethnic group that didn't like the way I prepared the meal. So, I constantly tell people, cook to how you like to eat. The food is the same, just people eat it differently, right? Ground beef is ground beef anywhere you go. Right? But some people eat it raw, some people eat it rare, and some people eat it well done. Right? So I get a lot of hate in that retrospect, as someone might not like that I took off so much fat off the meat. I'm not a heavy fat eater, but there are a lot of people out there who get highly upset and highly offended with me when I'm trimming the meat down and I'm taking that fat off. They're saying, "What are you doing? That's the best part of the meal," or whatever, blah blah blah. So when those haters come to my channel, I just simply say, I thank you very much for your comment. Have a good day. And that's it. I let them go.
Mentor said, he says, I sub, Roger. You got a new subscriber, Roger.
Thank you so much, Manner.
That's pretty good. Now, TJ says his girlfriend says he's polyhubo. That means he's drunk or something like that. And I need her to see me drinking with John, so she gets an idea of how far down I am on the rankings. Yeah. When you're dealing with John, John's a Viking. Yeah. John will drink brown liquor, clear liquor, and Red Horse and wine all in one day. I've seen him do it. He got me beat in my drinking days. And, man, I was the town drunk, believe it or not, for a long time. But, hell, John got me beat, man. He scared me half to death coming back from college. He's trying to get back to St. Carlos City for that drink. And you know, when you come through the mountains, man, you got to be careful, man. John didn't care nothing about that. John was trying to get back to that Emperador.
He's a professional.
Emperador.
Freddie G says, I was told when I got here, Filipinos will look down on you if you are living under the same roof and not married. I took that in consideration. What is your take on that?
Nah.
Well, now, it's a lot of live-in people over here, not just foreigners and Filipinos, but Filipinos. You think they're married, but they're not. And that's true. Do they look down on you, Chriselle, for that? For living under, if you're not, are you living together and seeing over here if you're not married?
I don't have anything against living together before getting married, although it would raise a lot of eyebrows in the Philippines, living in a very conservative nation, but I think we need to be open to that. We need to test the waters first before getting into it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TJ said John Wells, the Viking, is big energy. We're still looking forward to it. Just had Emperador for the first time this weekend at another foreigner jam session. See, I'm kind of jealous of you guys, man, in a way, because I quit drinking. I never knew what Emperador was. I don't get to taste Tanduay and none of that. But they say it's pretty damn good. Where's your ex-wife from, Travel Mike?
My ex-wife was from Bohol.
She's from Bohol?
Yeah. She's
How
from
far
Bohol.
is she from Tagbilaran?
It's probably an hour drive from Tagbilaran. I had a apartment in Tagbilaran.
Yeah.
Close to the mall in Tagbilaran. We spent a
Yeah.
lot of time in Panglao. I paid for an apartment there for about a year until I finally went and brought her back to the U.S. But yeah, Bohol's a beautiful place with the chocolate hills, Tarsiers, and Panglao, the beaches. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, I love Panglao. It's one of my favorite places of all.
Yeah.
It just brings back so many memories. It was the first resort that I went to in the Philippines. It was right out of my dreams too.
Right.
It was just how I pictured it.
Along the beach.
Yeah, along the beach. But see, when I went in 2010, it wasn't fixed up like it is now. See, when you guys come over here, it's fixed up. They got the strip, they got all of that. When I got there, the taxi driver, he let you off at the corner. You had to walk down a hill with your luggage.
Right.
And walk over to the hotel you were staying. And I came up over this hill, man. You see that white sand and that blue green ocean out there, man. It's something right out of your dreams, man.
I'm gonna tell you a little story. When I was in Tagbilaran, when we went to Panglao, we went out to the street and stopped a taxi driver. And my ex asked him, he said, "How much would you charge us to hire you all day and drive us around? We want to go to Panglao." So he said $8. It was $8.
Yeah.
So he took us around, and then I bought him a good meal. So I ended up giving him a $20 bill, which is almost a week's salary there. It's close. So, I mean, he was really excited. I just couldn't believe how, cheap things were there.
Yeah, it's really cheap. Moochie T says the lady on the channel, talking about you, Chriselle, has a great head over her shoulders. That's very sexy to me more than just looks. Pretty obvious she is well educated. Yeah, she is. And she really gives some educated answers on her. That's why I was glad that she could finally show her face to everybody, because she really gives the nitty gritty. I don't know why she's trying to sugarcoat everything today. I think maybe her boyfriend is watching. I think that's what I just figured out. He's watching. So she's not going to say anything. Hey, checking in late this evening, Freddie Sanders. What's going on? Texas is always trying to get on here. Let me see if I can send him the link real quick. How old is your daughter, Roger?
Yeah, she's doing great, and yeah, we just enjoy together like the precious time that we have. So because that's the most important, that we need to give our time, even though how busy we are. So yeah, she's doing great right now, and I love watching her like keep on smiling every day. That's my happiness.
How did you know I had a channel, Roger?
Well, my wife introduces me that you have a channel, and I check it out way back then, and okay, wow, this is interesting, and this is great, help for foreign out there, like you want to have an idea without sugarcoat, because Google, there will be a lot of sugarcoat, right? So not like Calvin. So what would be his experiences here in San Carlos, or not even here in San Carlos, but here in the Philippines? So he give you everything, so you can check it, his channel.
So your wife was the one, huh? I'm gonna have to
so
thank
it's like,
her then when I see her.
sure.
I'm waiting for Bobby Tizoy Texas Tizoy's coming out here now. This guy is out there, man. He don't sugarcoat nothing, and he's not shy. So when he gets on here, it's gonna be funny. That's a fact. Belize and Edwin said just got home from the hamster wheel. Calvin, back at it in the morning again. Yeah, I know that hamster wheel, man. I promise. I'm already on record. I'm never going back, man. Y'all thought I was playing. I'll be a damn stripper over here. I'll be a damn. I'll be a what do you call it? Them men prostitutes over here. What do you call them?
Gigolo.
Yeah, I'll be a damn gigolo. I'm not getting on that hamster wheel anymore. I promise you. Because that's all we're doing with prostituting ourselves. We're selling our time for money. That's what we're doing. You're a prostitute. Because time is more valuable than money.
Yeah, that's how I felt when I went over. I felt like I was being taken advantage of for my body.
It's definitely experience. It's definitely an experience. But after a while, once the dust settles and, you start seeing the country, you're going to really be shocked. You're going to be like, man, I wish I'd have came over here and put the women on hold for a while. That's the way I'm thinking. But, hindsight is always 20/20. I'm just telling the new guys, man, you may want to come and check this place out first, because once a Filipino puts her hooks in you, it's going to be hard for you to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And that's a fact.
That's
I sent Texas to Zoe the link, but he hasn't come on yet. But I would say slow down a little bit, guys. Come over here, and I would have an itinerary. I didn't have an itinerary when I came over here. I would have an itinerary. I'd see some places. I'd go to Palawan. I'd go to Boracay. I'd go to Panglao, Bohol. I'd even go some places. Now, when it opens up, I'm gonna go over there where Crisel is, because there's a lot. Now, is that considered Luzon, Crisel? Is that Visayas?
Yep, it is Northern Luzon.
See, I don't know anything about Luzon. I've only scratched the surface of the Philippines, man, and I've been here on and off for 12 years. I mostly stay in the Visayas region in Mindanao, but it's so much to see here, man. There's more once in a lifetime destination in the Philippines than I've ever been. Because to be honest with you, this is the only place I've been around the world that combines beauty, cost of living, and all them destinations all in one. Nobody else offers that. I mean, it's super cheap to live here, man. You just wouldn't believe it. I stayed in Boracay, okay? We went to Boracay for 10 days in February of 2019 for Valentine's Day. We stayed there 10 days. The first 5 days, we stayed in the Airbnb. Now, this is Boracay. Look at Boracay on any video. We were 100 meters from the beach. It was $11 a night in an Airbnb. You can't beat that. This was right around the time when Boracay was reopening. It'd been closed for 6 months. So my son, I said, him and my wife, I was with my wife and son. I wanted to show my son a 5-star hotel. So at the time, the Hennon Lagoon Resort, they were running a special. Instead of 9,000 pesos per night, it was only 3,000 pesos per night. We stayed there the other 5 nights, man. You talking about a 5-star experience. You talking about. My son would never, ever forget that. And you can only do that in the Philippines, man. You can't do that anywhere else. Rod says, Calvin, I understand what you mean. Someone in the States to grow out of poverty per American opportunity and make $1 million US is comparable to a Filipino to make, I guess, what are you saying? 60,000 pesos living in poverty. I always go peso to dollar when I'm talking like that, Rod. For me to have the likelihood of me having $1 million cash in my hand, it the same likelihood of a Filipino in the masses, I'm saying, having $1 million pesos in their hand. It's the same likelihood, and it's very unlikely. I can't name you 5 Filipinos that I've ever met, other than my engineer. And he's rich. He's married into money. They're rich. I'd say he has $1 million pesos. Because I gave him $1 million. But I'm saying it's very few Filipinos that I know personally have $1 million, just like it's very few Americans that I know that have $1 million in cash. I certainly don't. The most I've ever had in the bank at one time, I had $30,000 in the bank at one time. That's the most I've ever had. And that's because that particular month, I earned like $65,000. See, I was an insurance agent, and I had my own agency. I had like 20 guys working underneath me, men and women. So I was earning my money and 50% of their commission too. And for 2 months in 2010, I earned over $60,000 in 1 month. That's the most I've ever earned. And I put $30,000 in the bank. The other money I put in my house. That's the most I've ever had. I haven't had anything near $1 million. Trust me. James Lyons says, hit the like button, please.
Hey, Cal, guys, I need to get out of here. It's almost midnight.
Hey, thanks, Scott, man. I appreciate it. Yo, I'm going to get off here in about 20 minutes.
Thank you, my brother. I most appreciate you. Thank you, co-hosts. I appreciate you all.
Hey, y'all go on to Rock's Cooking Adventures. He's got a legit channel, man. Give him some. Type your channel in here, and I want you to do the same thing, Chriselle. I want you to do the same thing, Roger, and you too, Michael.
Okay.
TJ Johnson said, I've had 50,000, and all it taught me is that I shouldn't carry 50,000 in flat. Yeah, it's the most I've ever had. I've had 65,000, TJ, but I put 30,000 in the bank. That's the most I've ever had. Simply, when we're gonna let you, when you coming on now? We've had Seth on here, we've had Chriselle. We need you, Simply. My advice to all you guys: Filipinos offer more than a Western woman. They know how to take care of their men. Don't see them looking for opportunities from you because of their life situations. That's what she's saying, guys.
Yeah.
But I got to disagree with you.
I don't agree.
Simply on that. And it's okay. We can disagree and get along. But a lot of the women, you know, they'll tell. When we were driving to Bacala, John's wife said it. She said, yeah, initially, that's why I got with John. But now I love him. You know, she said it took her, how long did she say it took for her to fall in love with John? But she said, yeah, she said, Filipinas initially were with foreigners, you know, for a better life.
Yeah.
That's what she said. I didn't say it.
Hey, Calvin, I got somebody ask me a question.
Okay.
Go Easy asked me, why did I leave Boho if I liked it? Well, I wasn't old enough to retire. I went there to visit my fiance. So I had to come back to the United States, back to my job. So that's why I left Boho. If I was retired at the time, I would have stayed there. So that's why.
Yeah. And that's a great point. And that's when I made that video, Stop, Don't Bring Your Filipino Home.
Right.
I said, some guys don't have a choice. Like me, I didn't have a choice.
Right.
If I was going to be with us, I had to bring her with me because I wasn't old enough to retire. I didn't have the money or anything. But I did have a plan, and she knew the plan. But she got over there. She liked it. Other than that, we would probably still be together right now. We didn't fight. We got along well. Out of those 10 years, we had 8 great years together. But she wanted to stay over there, and I wanted to take a break.
Right.
And, you know, it broke my heart, really, to be honest with you, because I'm like, I thought, you know, how do you think I can give up everything and turn around and go back home in 6 months? See, she couldn't understand that. I couldn't do that.
We went through.
John said, Calvin, your engineer's SUV cost $2 million. It did. See, it's people over here that got that kind of money, guys. Don't think that they don't.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we got a special guest on here now. Texas to Zoe.
What's up,
Wow.
bro?
What's up?
What's
And he
up?
don't
What's
play.
up? I'm live in the house, huh? It's about motherfucking time, bro. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
What's up?
give us some background, man.
Well, you know, I'm from Houston, Texas. You know what I'm saying, bro? I got an exotic car over there. I got a shop over there, and you know, cause people always want to know, you know what I'm saying, my fundage, where it comes from. You know what I'm saying? I got that cake, bro. Right now, I'm at the farmhouse. I'm at the farm closer to over there. You know what I'm saying, to the from the other crib. But I've been here for 3 years. 3 years right here, bro.
Yeah.
I'm using my laptop, so it may be a little bit hazy. You know what I'm saying?
We can
Yeah.
see you. We can see you
good.
good.
Yeah. I'm on that Dr. Dre Beats HP. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I've been here since 2018, and never went back, bro. Never went back, and I'm right here. I'm right here, Calvin. You know what I'm saying?
What kind of visa? What kind of visa you on?
I'm on that permanent, bro. Yeah. Because what happens, you know what I'm saying, when you become a dependent with a Pinay, you become a dependent. You know what I'm saying? So you can claim that 13A, bro. You feel me? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's a good video.
I
I see why people. I can understand why people ask you where you got your money, because how old are you?
Yo, I'm 46, bro.
Yeah, because if anybody, he sent me pictures of him and TJ chilling down. This man is living like a boss over here. He got a hell of a crib.
You know what I'm saying? I got a Lamborghini. I do back in Houston, bro. My shop, we do warranty work for Lamborghini and Ferrari.
How big is your house in Davao?
1,000 square meters.
Yeah, it's big.
You know what I'm saying?
How big is the lot?
2,000.
Yeah, and see, they get on my case, Chriselle. I got a little house over here, and they said, "Oh, how'd you do that? How you do?" I said, "I'm just showing you guys. I'm bringing y'all along with me to show you how I'm building my house. This is nothing compared to what some of these foreigners have over here. It's like a drop in the bucket."
But I want to
showing y'all what I'm doing. This guy right here has got just an unbelievable place.
I want to see what's up to Chriselle and Roger right there, and what's up with you, Travel Mike, man. What's up? You know, your story, Mike, is, you know, Mike, your story over here is very typical, bro. It's very typical. You know what I'm saying? You come over here and, you know what I'm saying, you do your thing, but I'm telling you, bro, you never want to take them back to the States. You know why? Because they watch that show called The View, man, and it poisons their minds, bro.
That's right. Well,
I
know that now. I know that now.
That's 100%. I'm telling you right now, man. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. You're right.
You know, at the same time, when you have a Pinay, you gotta give her, you know what I'm saying? Look at this. You gotta give her that beautiful baby. You see that? You see that?
Yeah, I see it. That's beautiful, baby.
You gotta have the baby.
How'd you meet your wife, Texas Zoe?
Yo, bro. I'm gonna be real with you, Calvin. I met my wife on my bicycle, bro. Yeah.
Where? You came over here?
Yeah, I was riding my bicycle, exercising and stuff, and I just spit my game, bro. Shit, you know
that
what
ain't
it
hard
is?
to do. Yeah, that's what I tell guys. If
you know what I'm saying?
You share your experience, man. How hard was it?
Don't be shy.
It wasn't hard at all, man. At first, when I approached my wife, she thought I was crazy because look at me, bro. I'm covered in tattoos, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, she thought I was crazy, man. So she didn't give me a chance at first. So what I did is I pursued her the second time, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna give you my number, and you can make a choice. You know what I'm saying? And ever since then, it's been beautiful. We have no drama in my household, bro. Zero.
Yeah.
We have a good understanding. Yeah.
You're Latino, right?
Yeah.
Did you find out that you and your wife have a lot in common?
Well, not really, man. But what we do is we studied each other and everything, and whatever I was lacking, she was providing. Whatever she lacked, I provide. In other words, when we had issues and everything, we always made sure that communication didn't stop, bro. And we would find situations and solutions, and then move on. We never hold grudges, bro. We don't stay in that bullshit.
But I mean,
we don't,
are you Catholic?
I have no religion, bro.
I mean, but did you grow up Catholic?
Yeah. My parents try to sway me into Catholicism, but I don't have any of that stuff, man. You know,
but see, that's what I'm saying. So
I'm an open book.
Filipinos and Latinos, they have a lot in common. You know, as far as that, because I saw you barbecuing. Yeah. We eat a lot of pork. You know what I'm
saying? Over here, you can ask TJ Johnson. Over here, I like to host, man. I like to host people, bro. Especially those that are less fortunate, man. I share. It's what it's about. You know, Davao, the third largest city in the country, man. You know what I'm saying? And I have what I drive is a Navara, and that thing is constantly full of stuff to help people. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's, our products from our farm, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's that, whatever. Yeah. We just give it away, bro.
So what made you come over to the Philippines then?
Man, I always hear, you know what I'm saying, over here, the perfect blend of Asian and Spanish, you know what I'm saying? Right. And in my travels and everything, I definitely put the Pinay to the very first number one position, bro. I've had Colombians just like you, man. I had Mexicans, whites, all that.
Yeah, I mean, but how did you hear about the Philippines? They didn't send you an invitation in the mail and say, "Hey, come on to the Philippines, Texas."
I took a dart, and wherever it landed, that's where I went. Yeah, that's where I went. That's where I went, bro. Yeah.
Hey, Texas.
I'm gonna have to put you in my. You going in my Hall of Fame, Texas.
Listen, Cal. I actually landed in General Santos City, but the city didn't have the facility for my hobby. I fly airplanes, bro, for my hobby. I fly airplanes. I'm a pilot, bro.
I saw that. Yeah, you sent me some videos of that.
Yeah.
What you get now? Did you buy them here, or did you bring them with you?
I brought him here. You know what I'm saying? But you have to understand the company I keep over here, Cal. The personnel that I hang with, bro, they're the biggest exporters of bananas here, which is Tadeco. So they own all that lot over there. We got 5,000 hectares to play with. You feel me? And that's where the airport is. But you know what I'm saying? Like if you're good with people, man, you can never know who you're gonna be able to meet with and roll with. You see what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
all it takes is to be a good person, a good human being, bro. You feel me? So I'm not even
Right, right.
declaring all my money, all that's
Yeah.
got nothing to do with it. It's your character, man. Yeah.
Okay, Simply Actor says, Cal, we can agree about one thing. That's what your Filipinas offered you now. No American woman will offer to you, brother. Oh, that's true. I'm just saying that you're right. But you said that the Filipinos aren't looking at you for an opportunity. And I disagree with that. And that's okay. We can disagree and still get along.
Yeah.
But I think they are. And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. At the end of the day, man, I always tell people, bro, whatever makes you happy is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is. It's where you find
life's too short. Life goes by too quick.
Correct.
Who cares why the Philippines? I told y'all already. I made a whole video on it. I meant it.
Yeah.
My girl is with me for my money and a new life. I don't give a damn. Who cares? That's none of my business why she's with me. I'm happy. I'm responsible for my own happiness. I don't care why she's here. I'm gonna be happy whether she's here or not. And guess what? If she leaves today, what time is it?
Another one.
11:53. But 12:53, I'm gonna have somebody else.
Replace. That's right. Replace. That's right.
I'm just saying I'm not some type of special, arrogant type of guy. I'm just saying I'm not gonna be by myself.
Yeah, you can't do that. But what I'm saying is that what I noticed about this place, Cal, is that it's the one of the few places in the world left where they still know how to treat a man. Is what I'm saying.
Is that true, Chriselle?
You know what I'm saying?
The Philippines, is that what they're known for? How to treat a man?
Chriselle, over here, you're not very combative as a woman. In America, they're very combative.
No, because I agree. In a relationship, I'm pretty sure Roger would somewhat agree with me that Filipinas are most of the time submissive. Not because we don't have pants or we don't have the boss in the relationship, but we respect our man, and at the same time, they also give us the voice to voice out our opinions.
Yeah,
so
it's got nothing to do with being submissive, man. It's an understanding of your role. It's
that's
other's
true.
role.
Yeah, and we know our roles here. And I grew up in a family where the dad gets to decide, the man of the family gets to decide what to do, but before deciding, he must consult everyone first, including the mom or the woman of the family.
Correct.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for the super chat, TJ. He said, sounds insane out loud, but my man Bobby out here talking 100% facts and is really out here living the life. Also, bro speaks Messiah. He's a devout legend. Yeah, that's why I want him on here. I want people like that on here.
Kabalo soldier Bisaya karon. Kabalo. Ikaw mag-ato dire, ikaw mag-adjust.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to agree with you, JH. He says, this ain't no cryptocurrency channel. Yeah, I don't know a lot about cryptocurrency, and I don't want to talk about it on here.
I can't even spell crypto, Calvin. I spell cash, bro.
Yeah. But if you want to see how Filipino really acts, look at her with a Filipino man. That's when you're going to see the real Filipino. You're not going to really see her when she's with a foreigner. It's something totally different. But when I see Roger and his wife, I can and I observe. See, I'm very observant.
Cal.
I see how the Filipino really is.
Cal, Filipinos don't understand when I tell them when I saw this sign in the back of a Hilux. Okay, listen carefully. Look at this sign in the back of a Hilux, and I said in America, if they saw this sign, Congress and the government would quit functioning, bro, and the feminist group would absolutely burn everything down. Look at this.
Duterte? What's it say?
New lady driver.
That's right. That's right. In other words, it gave you a warning, and their perception right here is this: that women here can't drive as good as a man, and it's openly accepted, bro. You feel me? So there's no contradiction. There is no volatile, distortion of communication. It's true over here, and they accept it, and that's why it's a harmonious place, bro. It's peaceful, man, because of that.
Yeah, I have to agree with you as far as the driving, because when I came over in 2009, you very rarely saw a woman behind the wheel of a car or even on a motorcycle, but now it's commonplace now.
Correct.
But before, I didn't see it. I was like, wow.
Correct, but the social structure arrives at a certain destination, you know what I'm saying, to where they understand, like I said, a role of a man between a man and a woman is what I'm saying, bro. And it creates this harmonious environment to where everybody gets along because of that. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I like it. I like the Philippines. I'm going to tell you why. What happened to R. Kelly wouldn't have happened over here.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have happened over here. Because Filipinos, they're very forgiving. And then that's not a council society. I mean, I don't care whether you think he's guilty or not. What happened to R. Kelly over there is a crime. He was convicted in the newspaper. He really was. By the time he got to court, that's just a technicality.
Yeah.
The Filipino people would not allow an icon to go down like that over here. They're not going to do it, man. But it's not going to happen.
They have their own ways of treating those in that kind of position. But what I'm saying is, let me get back into the driving part, okay? First of all, travel, Mike. I've been here 3 years. On my second week over here, I got my driver's license, okay, bro? I've been driving here for nearly 3 years. I ain't never seen one road rage incident, bro. Never once. Never.
Right.
And there are many more chaotic situations over here when it comes to traffic laws, although it is mimicking the Western laws of the road.
Right.
But you'll never see no drama on the streets, man. I ain't worried about getting shot over here, man, by another driver, bro, like in Texas. You feel me?
Yeah, but if you have a wreck, you better be ready to pull that money out.
Well, no, I mean, no, the investigation
if
will
it's your
still go
fault
through.
or their fault, you're gonna be paying for it. It don't matter.
Because a lot of people over here aren't even gonna have insurance.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
It's truly, yeah.
But I agree with you about that. I've never seen any road rage in the Philippines. I agree 100%.
I'm not sure if you were over here a long time or you were actually on the road on your own over here, but I enjoyed over here much better than where I came from in Houston. You know what I'm saying? It to me, it's a lot more. There's a lot more reasoning over here. Your life over here means a lot more as far as the actual human value of it. You see what I'm saying? No matter how small a Filipino has, he's willing to share it, bro. He always, no matter where you go, hey, mangaon ta, mangaon, let's go, kaon, everywhere.
Yeah.
I love it. Pakseo, pansit, dinogoan, pinakbet, everything, bro. I don't need burgers over here. I don't need no pizza, spaghetti over here. I eat that gritty. I eat that really gritty food over here, bro. Some of the grit, some of the pig intestines, man. Yeah. For real, Calvin. That's what we do over here, bro. Lechon every day. Let's do it.
I'm too old. I'm too old, man. I can't eat it every day, but I eat it.
You work out a lot, but you ain't got to worry about nothing. But some of that stuff over here is what you eat. It's mostly natural stuff. All that empalaya. Eat some empalaya, bro. You'll be all right. Eat some empalaya. You can be good.
When's the last time you had some lechon, Chriselle?
That was months ago. I no longer eat lechon. I already have transitioned to being a pescatarian, but I love seafoods. I can eat seafood every day.
Yeah.
Over here.
What's the best pizza in the Philippines, Chriselle? In your opinion?
Best pizza, homemade pizza. I don't really like pizza. I like home cooked meals. I prefer eating at home.
Yeah, over here they go crazy
Roger?
over it.
What about you, Roger? When's the last time you had some lechon?
It was like 2 weeks ago. But I love, I'm more on, me and my wife more on veggies.
Yeah. So does your wife Does she cook good?
Yes, and me too. I love cooking.
How old is your wife, by the way?
Sorry?
How old is your wife? What's her age?
She's 28 and she'll be
So
turning
she's older than
29
you. So she's older than you.
Yeah, 1 year.
Oh, okay.
A year ago.
So you do date older women.
What do you mean? Older woman?
Well, she older than you. Yeah. Hey, Cal, over here in my household, my father-in-law does all the cooking, bro. My father-in-law is a good cook.
Yeah.
Sus. Oh, lame.
Hey, Texas, we're gonna have you on here next week because we're at the end now, but we're gonna bring you back on next week, okay?
It's all good, bro. And TJ informed me that it's every Tuesday. I wasn't aware of that. You see what I'm saying? But I'm also between houses. You know what I'm saying, bro? So let me tell you something, okay? From the main crib to the farm is about 30 minutes. So we got another crib in between, so it's about 15 minutes each way. Yeah. So
yeah,
we're over here balling, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Hey, Texas.
So we got another spot in between, so we ain't got to drive all the way home, especially at night.
Hey, Texas.
Yeah.
Mi ex esposa es mexicana.
What was that again? What was that again, Travel Mike?
Mi ex esposa es mexicana.
Oh, tú hablas español mucho. Yo hablo español también. You're from Texas.
Sí. No, Carolina del Norte.
Oh, okay. Okay. He's trying to spit some Spanish, Calvin. His ex-wife was a Mexican lady. And I understand that, you know what I'm saying? Another thing about you Filipino, you two Filipinos that are on here, which is Roger and Crisel, in Texas, 80% Hispanics population over there. And the official language is Spanish, not English.
Wow. Yeah.
Calvin would tell you that.
Now, see, you coming with the nitty gritty now. See.
Yeah. Because think about it, man. California, Arizona, Texas, Louisiana, all used to be Mexico, bro. Come on now.
Yeah. I already know. One of my best friends, he was Mexican, but he was from LA. And when we were stationed in San Diego together. He took me to his family's house. None of them spoke English.
Yeah.
None of them spoke English.
So when I came here, Calvin, my wife would yow, and I would just repeat it. And that's how I learned, bro. That's how I learned.
Okay, yeah, TJ. I'm gonna bring y'all two on, but I ain't bringing Buck back on.
Have a good day. TJ. I'm gonna see you soon, bro. See, TJ working with some diamonds.
We're gonna bring Buck back on too.
Yeah, Buck's gonna come to the Philippines and straighten them guys out in the Philippines.
Yeah, right. They're gonna skip Buck back in a damn body bag. He come over here with that craziness.
Yeah, we don't need that crazy stuff. Leave that stuff at home, man. You know what I'm saying? All that drama and stuff. We over here chilling, bro.
Right.
But hey, I want to thank all my panelists today, especially Roger and Crisel. Thank y'all did an excellent job, by the way.
Right.
Just telling it how it is. Thank you, Texas. You came on late, but I'm gonna get you next week. And Mike, it's always an adventure with you. You're a lot more reserved in front of the camera than you are behind the camera.
Yeah, I try not to show out too much.
All I ever ask for is that you gotta say what you feel. You know what I'm saying? Be truthful, people. That's all I ask for real.
Right.
I'm gonna do an update on the house today. They didn't work on Sunday, and yesterday they had some modern equipment over there. They had a damn grinder over there.
Yeah.
And I couldn't make the video.
Can I make one more shout out, Cal? Can I make one more shout out?
Yeah, go ahead.
For all your Filipinos, especially Roger and Crisel, you better be looking out for Easy Mail. That boy represents Philippines very hard in America right now. Easy Mail, 24 bullets. Yeah. Calvin, check that video, bro. That's my boy right there, bro. Easy Mail, bro.
He's a rapper.
He's a rapper.
You
heard of him, Crisel?
He carrying Philippines in his shoulders right now, bro.
Yeah.
I'll check that out.
I'm proud of that boy, man. I'm proud of that dude, man.
He's bad.
Yeah, he's very popular here in the Philippines.
Yeah, he's
He's
bad.
a bad dude, Calvin. He's
Oh,
he's a
okay.
good dude, Calvin.
But see, I
Easy
don't
Mill
listen to
100,
rap
bro.
no more. That's probably why I haven't heard of him.
No, but what I'm saying is that his message in general, bro, is really good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's good, bro. He's good, and he's very proud of his people, and that's what I want to put out there. You know what I'm saying? For Filipinos, be very proud of your place and where you're from. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, Hollywood, baby. That's my favorite fireman down in Atlanta. He said, I'm loving Texas to Zoe. Now, that's a wild dude. Mi amigo, hasta loco.
It's all good, bro. But yeah,
yeah,
I'm here live in Davao for real. If y'all want to come to Davao, it's a very safe place, very clean, very, very, very organized over here. It's got everything you could ever want, but it's got a small town feel to it. You feel me?
I want to thank everybody for your super stickers, your super chats, your thumbs up, all your support, man. We went over 22,000 subscribers. It's amazing, man, you know, and I'll never take that for granted. Without y'all, I'm nothing. Thanks again to all the panelists. Every Tuesday, we do this. Appreciate you, Mike, Roger, Chriselle, Texas. We'll bring you back next week. Stay safe, guys. Take care.
Salute you, bro. You do good, Calvin. You do good, Calvin. You do good, bro.
But before I get off of here, of course, I got to play the theme song. Hey, I hear a lot of
boots on the ground.
It's getting ready to storm over here.
Chocolates on
over here, guys.
Chocolates on the tiara.
Hell yeah.
You understand, didn't you, Texas?
Yeah. But
hey, can y'all hear that thunder and lightning in the background? The thunder, not the lightning.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's a storm over here.
It's a little cloudy over here, but it's not raining or thundering. Yeah. Yeah.
Boots on the ground.
The real nitty-gritty.
Hell yeah, bro.
Boots on the ground.
The real nitty-gritty.
Boots on the ground.
The real nitty-gritty.
I'll see you guys later, man.
Boots on the
Have a good
ground.
day, Calvin.
Hey, take care.
I'll see you later.
Okay, make some more videos, Chriselle. Did y'all type y'all's channel in, Roger?
Already
Okay,
did.
what about you, Trouble Mike? Okay, everybody. See you later.